We wanted to know more about the MRI sales culture, so we tracked down a former employee who told us all about the kind of pressure commission-only sales staff are under. We've protected her identity.
They're totally commission-driven. If they don't sell, they don't eat. They've got rent to pay, they've got the use of the car, they've got all these bills to pay, so they have to sell.
So Jeff starts extending the truth. Now, in Spain, if you've got a popular hotel on your development, it supposedly means your property is easier to rent out and increases its value. Even better if the hotel has lots of bookings.
The whole place is developing and finishing. The hotel's open when you're open and ready to rock and roll. So you're instant.
Yeah.
4,500 bookings for the hotel already.
The Hyatt?
Yeah, that's serious.
I can't believe they got... Seriously untrue. The hotel doesn't open till 2009 and they haven't taken a single booking, never mind 4,500. Next, Jeff wants us to get excited about the imminent arrival of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
People have been purchasing down here for the last 10 years, hoping that Disney do something with the land.
Right.
And now, literally, 2 days ago, I rang my colleague, Jo, and told her, and she's absolutely unmoved. They finally said, yes, we're going to do something with the land.
Right.
Jeff spent an awful lot of time talking about Disney and how the new resort would enhance the value and rentability of any property we bought. So I put a call into Florida. Well, if Disneyland is coming to Spain, it's news to them. It's just the sort of lie that our whistleblower told us all about.
A lot of the sales guys were always told to say, you've got an apartment here, your mum and dad's got an apartment here, and you've lived here for years. The guys might only have got off the plane 2 months earlier.
But Jeff was adamant he'd been there for years, as he told me when I questioned his knowledge about Spanish property.
Not the developer? No, with respect, I sold them for years and I know they came here with respect.
Another few phone calls later, and we discovered that just 2 months before we arrived, Jeff Diggle had been a car salesman in Stockport. But fact and fiction can occasionally become blurred, as Steve Horlock from Stevenage discovered when he tried to buy in Bulgaria through MRI. The sales patter seems familiar.
He said that the property prices would increase by around 30% per annum. I only wanted to buy one. I didn't want it really as an investment thing. It's just a country I love, and I just love to have a property there to visit the country. But the salesman was very pushy, and he made me feel like an idiot if I didn't go along with the suggestion of buying 4 rather than the one I wanted.
Simple. Buy 4, then in 2 years resell 3 at a large profit. Couldn't go wrong. Could it?
In Bulgaria, prices have actually fallen, so no one's made any money there. So it's been hugely oversupplied, just as in Spain, and the idea that you're going to make your fortune by piling into 3 or 4 of these properties, it's just a guaranteed way to lose money, if anything.
But surely our MRI man in Marbella, Jeff, would think investing in Bulgaria is a good idea.
How is the better returns in countries that aren't even established? And politically, you're not even sure of. There's no infrastructure. It's nonsense. Its bottom line is, it costs bucks to get into the best places. So it's like anything, like quality costs the money.
So you'd say it's part of it. So I'd thought of it, so it's a bit of a nonsense to think about Bulgaria then.
I won't put money in Bulgaria. I'll say, mate, I wouldn't.
Really?
Steve wishes he'd had that advice from MRI. Instead, he now faces losing his deposit of £65,000. And honest advice is all you really want when you're spending this kind of money. But back in Spain, we'd made some very disturbing discoveries about some extremely dishonest dealings. This is quite an extraordinary place. All the buildings, complete. Yet there's nobody here. It's completely quiet. Why? Because it doesn't have a habitation license. Marbella has had a big problem. Local politicians have been jailed for taking backhanders from developers who've built on land they don't have permission to build on. Surely, like many other agents, a reputable company like MRI wouldn't get caught out with selling this unlicensed property.
I just want to be absolutely certain you've never had any problems with any unlicensed development.
Again, another lie. This development was being sold exclusively by Macanthony 4 years ago, but without the proper licences in place. Today, it still sits unfinished in a hillside near Marbella. Roger Crust from Essex bought through MRI. Property he later found out wasn't properly licensed. He told us exactly what that means.
Without the habitation licences, no services, no electricity, no water, you can't get insurance and you cannot get any mortgages on them. My dream was to have somewhere for the children to go on holiday, to take the grandchildren when they have grandchildren, for my parents to go out there, especially in the winter months when it's cold out there. They're getting on now, and it'd be nice for them. It'd be nice for me to give something back to the family that have been very good to me, to family and friends. And unfortunately, the dream has gone, the dream that has been shattered.
People need to be extremely careful that when they're making big financial decisions like this, the fact that they're out in Spain means that they haven't got any of the protection they would normally expect to have back here.
The new chairman of Peterborough United might well have made his millions out of overseas property, but Dawn and her partner Keith have been left with nothing.
It was a dream 3 or 4 years ago, but now it's a total nightmare because I'd never know where next week's grocery money's coming from, never mind anything else.
Macanthony Realty International didn't want to be interviewed. They said,
"We have thousands of happy clients. It was deeply regrettable that Ms Donovan has been unable to meet her mortgage payment. Mr Rhodes was properly advised on the condition of the mortgage market at the time. They deny making any guarantees. It was Mr Horlock's decision to purchase 4 apartments. MRI does not countenance forcing any customer to buy properties. MRI makes it clear that it can offer no assurances or guarantees to property prices in the future. All the developments have had building licences in place when MRI started promoting them. They told us they train their staff to act ethically, and any act of misconduct will be thoroughly investigated and appropriate action taken."